What is going on, Daily Cocktail fam? It is an absolute pleasure to be here this wonderful Tuesday with you guys because we are, in real life, there are more people in this room than usual. And we are IRL right now at Collins and Coupe, it is the bar supply store in San Diego. I have to tell you, these guys are absolutely amazing. I could not be more humbled and privileged to be able to do this with you guys. You definitely saved me during COVID, and the channel would not be going if it wasn't for you dropping stuff off at the house and having everything delivered. And we're going to get into a little bit of that, but I want to welcome everybody. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. It's almost a week until Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I know.
And
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 more days, and then Christmas is here, and then it's 2022. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to say that whole 2022 is going to be our year.
No.
It's another year.
Every year's our year.
I like that better. Every year is our year. I like that so much better. But it's super great to be here with you guys, and we've been trying to plan this for a while, and we've both been very busy. I've been running around. You guys are managing this incredible store, which we're going to take a tour of, and also you have another store that's going to be opening soon.
Yeah.
So when is the expected date with that?
Small Business Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually also our anniversary here. We opened 4 years ago, Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we're having our second baby 4 years later. So.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so Small Business Saturday is very cool. It started not super long ago, maybe 5-10 years ago. And even though it's sponsored by American Express, whatever, it's really cool because they actually do a lot of great promotion for small business. And most of the marketing material doesn't even say Amex on it. Like their whole jam is just to promote small business. And so that's like the answer to Black Friday, where everybody waits in line to get an Xbox or whatever the hell they want to buy that year. We aren't even open on Black Friday. We never have been. We just close all together.
Our policy.
It's our like capitalism, like putting our foot down,
Not doing it.
So stay the hell home, and then Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday's the day. Support small businesses and celebrate us with our anniversary.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do have an Amex, and I love the fact that they do promote small businesses because there's so much lifeblood that's in small businesses, especially in our cities, and we've seen so much change that's happened because of COVID. And it's just great to give back and support and really help the community. And I mean, helping you guys, I love to do that anyway. But supporting our small businesses are amazing. And this is no way plugged by American Express. I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
We'll be using this to buy random supplies around the store tonight.
Although American Express,
yeah,
shakes them this way.
We love you. I can put a logo really easy right in the bottom corner. But we're super glad that you guys are here with us. So we're gonna get to know you a little bit better. So the Daily Cocktail, we started during COVID, and it went from being a stream where we were just making drinks to interviewing incredible people. We've had streamers, entrepreneurs, bartenders, DJs, and this is actually our first small business that we've brought onto the show. So you're our first. So let's do an honorary shot. I'll pour you. You've graciously brought the tequila, but I brought the punch for us.
Yes.
The little baby shots here.
Love it.
Perfect.
And
I'm a firm believer that shot should not be too melted.
That's too much to
That's
have
no
at once.
fun.
That's a cocktail.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can have more shots if you do baby shots. And I mean, I
Doing
like
a shot is
shots.
fun.
Exactly.
So-
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to the Collins and Coupe and the Daily Cocktail. Cheers to the chat fam. Welcome to the show. What was that? Oh, I like this.
It's Real Playa.
Okay.
It's a locally for the camera that is out here.
Always.
I'll hold it up. There we go.
It's a local, locally owned tequila brand out of San Diego here. So of course made in Mexico, of course, but local owners, really cool folks, making a really quality product.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. You're gonna start seeing it a lot more in Wells around town. It's super affordable and it's great, and
it's smooth, and it's not super sweet like Casamigos or anything. It doesn't have that bit of richness to it.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of quality.
totally.
Yeah.
It's just real quality. So.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's so many really cool spirits that are made down here in San Diego. Like besides this one, you have Iso Mezcal. Those guys are down here, based out here, which is they're an amazing brand that I've been making my mezcal drinks with them.
Nice.
And it's just really interesting to see all of these other, like, we're known for being a beer capital, but
Yeah.
now we're producing spirits like there's
yeah.
no other.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, one of the coolest distilleries in town is Old Harbor, and they used to do beer. I mean, like as Old Harbor didn't, but the owner of Old Harbor used to do beer with Mike Hess. He opened Mike Hess
Like
with
Scuba
him.
from Old Harbor started.
oh wow,
Yeah,
That's
so we
not
moved on to distilling.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
there's a lot of crossover from going from beer into distilling. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. So we got our welcome shot in, and welcome to everybody. So we're gonna just jump right in. So we're gonna start you off with an easy one. Tell us about yourselves. Doesn't have to be about the shop or anything, but give us a little bit of background about you guys and where you're from. Give us a little bit of, let us get to know you a little bit better.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I've been in San Diego for about 15 years now.
Seems right.
That seems right. 15 years. Seems like a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been 15 years. I came out here. So I got a job at Legoland.
Oh wow. Okay.
As a master model builder.
Oh my god,
so-
my son would die right now if he knew that I was talking to a master builder.
Yeah. So I worked there for about 10 years.
Okay.
And in that process, I was asked. I did a lot of really cool things. I think the highlight of my career though was I got to be the guest expert on the show Mythbusters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was amazing. And
And I worked on the show at the time,
Oh, okay.
which is how we met.
yeah,
know this
so we
is
met.
going?
We actually
Yeah.
met on camera.
Yeah.
So.
All romances started
Yeah.
word somehow. So
Yep. And we met 13 years ago, almost to the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost to the day actually.
Yep.
I can't believe
So,
it.
Yeah.
yeah. It wouldn't be another couple of years after that till Logan moved down here. And we started. We were having dinner parties with our friends all the time, and some friends came back from. We're actually having brunch with them tomorrow.
We are. It's gonna be fun.
They're from out of town. They'd gone to Paris and had gone to the supper club there, and it sounded fantastic. And we were like, why is nobody doing that in San Diego?
Supper club being like basically a restaurant in someone's house,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
like. a
This
lot
is
of people-
before all of like those started popping up right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was nobody doing anything like that in San Diego, and
Mhm.
so we started thinking
You're like, we want to go to one of those, but no one's doing it, so let's
so
do
we
it.
should probably be the ones to do it. I
Yeah.
guess we had a table that seats 10 people, and Logan's the chef, and I was really just getting into making cocktails myself.
Yep.
And so we just put it out there on Twitter, like, hey, we're taking reservations, like, who wants to come in?
Yeah.
So
We've been doing it ever since. Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, you're still doing
Yeah.
it now?
Yeah. We
still
have
do it.
one scheduled for Monday the 29th.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
It's full.
It's a private party,
Oh,
but
okay.
Private party.
we haven't. Yeah, we've been doing only private parties lately, but it's been 10, 11, almost 10 and a half years since we've been doing that, and
So we're gonna keep after this. We're gonna
Yeah.
keep talking, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll like I
It's
gotta
really fun.
come to that. That sounds
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So it's really unique. There are other supper clubs that have come and gone.
Mhm.
And there's some really wonderful ones operating now.
Mhm.
But I think we do something kind of unique where we pair great food with cocktails. Not a cocktail at every course. Like I do like to throw like a glass
A
of
wine
wine in
here,
when
a
it's
beer there,
appropriate,
maybe, yeah.
a beer when it feels appropriate.
Like
Like
just
it's really.
a pour of something.
It's really driven by, the drink pairings are driven by the menu, but we work together on that. Sometimes we'll pick a theme that we want to work with,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, I have to make this cocktail, and we'll actually.
Like we did like a fire and ice
Crafts.
game, we do all
Ooh,
kinds of
okay.
different stuff, and
Yeah, we,
it's really
we
fun.
have a lot of fun with it. We
Yeah.
did one for Pie Day. It's a 3.14.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really fun. It's more fun than like having a restaurant because we get to do what we want to, and we're not tied to a theme. You're in a pizza place, you gotta make pizza.
There's no labor, no payroll, nothing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
just a
you
fun
get off
project.
easy, a nice fun
It's
project.
just a really fun
Exactly.
project that we love doing. We love working in the kitchen together, and it's just been a really fun way for me to experiment with cocktails and flavor and
and that kind of led us to this place, really.
So what brought you, from Lego Masters and Mythbusters and meeting, and then Supper Club, what brought you to all of this?
Yeah, well, we were collecting vintage glassware to serve, glassware and servingware and all this old, beautiful tableware.
Which you're going to see in a few minutes, because we're going to go walk around the store, and it's awesome.
So we were already like passing up on all this really beautiful stuff because it wasn't a set of 10 and this and that. So it just seemed kind of a shame. So we started collecting more and more and more of it. And then I was constantly looking for new ingredients and interesting bitters.
It's really hard to find
bar tools. So it just really became apparent that like there was a big need. And so we already sort of had the ideas rolling around in the back of our heads, like this would be a cool thing to make it into a store. And we stumbled into Barkeeper in LA. So I'll do a little plug for Barkeeper.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Excellent spot. Check them out for sure. They're great. And we're like, hey, somebody's doing it.
This is a thing.
Like,
it exists.
I'm not going to drive to LA just for this, but I stop in whenever I'm up that way.
I had to stop in LA every time I needed a bar supply.
Well, funnily enough, we actually have people from LA who drive down to us because they like us better.
I mean, you're nothing short of. I'm going to go up and critique it, but I will tell you, I'm always.
We do things a little differently.
Yeah, they have a liquor license, so it's a little more of a
They've got a
beautiful
selection of very like curated selection of spirits there. And I think their glassware selection is much smaller than ours, but they have gorgeous pieces, the things they do have. So we focus on the things on sort of different things than they do, but there's a lot of crossover. I would never speak disparagingly about them. Even when people are done from LA, I'm like, there's a spot you can go to. So, but come back here still.
Yeah, please keep coming back.
There's room in the world for more bars.
100%. We need more. I mean, I hate having to. I mean, I don't mind ordering from Amazon for the speed and efficiency, but I'd rather support. Like if I'm looking on Amazon and I see that Cocktail Kingdom is selling it in New York, I'm gonna go on to Cocktail Kingdom. I'm gonna buy it from them. I would rather send things their way. I mean, that's before I come.
Yeah, well,
you guys, of course. But this was before I was really like exploring it a lot, and I was in DC and I was just buying random things, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know it was Collins and
Coupe. Well, there wasn't until 4 years ago. So.
Yeah.
And I'll also put a little plug in there for Boston Shaker in Boston, the Glass Bottle Society in Florida.
Ooh, okay.
Mixing Glass in Orange County. They're a little tiny spot. Cute little shop in if you're out there.
I actually have to go to Orange County, I think, in 2 weeks. So I might actually, on my drive up, I'm going to find out the Mixing Glass.
Yeah,
and then there's
what's the name of the one what's the name of the
Bitters and Bottles?
Bitters and Bottles in San Francisco, and then in Vancouver.
Oh God, I can't.
Is it? And there's something in Oregon, PDX, I think it's called. They do glassware and bar supplies.
They might. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to look that up.
But there's a great little shop in Vancouver as well. I'm blanking on the name right now.
So all of these little shops, get Amazon, shop small.
Yeah.
All these little shops have so many unique things. I'm looking around and I'm geeking out a little bit because it's really a lot of cool stuff.
And the thing is, when you're buying tools and glassware, like you want to feel what it's like in your hand. So it's really nice to have an in-person shopping experience, I think, rather than just going online. And also, we have like a huge selection of bitters, and we have all the bottles open for tasting. I think you should be able to try something before you spend $20 on a tiny bottle that's going to last you for 3 years.
Yeah,
I do agree. It's like, and you every time I've come in, I like, even when I don't want to taste a bitter, I wind up tasting bitters. So let's taste some bitters. But it's true, like especially if you're a home bartender or you're a cocktail enthusiast. If say you heard me talk about something on the show, and it's like, well, I don't really know if I'll ever continue to use this. What do I want to get, or what do I want to do at home, or like I'm going to make something for the holiday. And James said to try, Jamaican bitters #1, and let me go taste it. Ooh, and this might be good with something else. And it's rather than buying something, I'm like, I'm only going to use it once. It's like, what do you do with that Galliano bottle?
Right.
Put it back
So,
against the wall.
exactly,
That's why
right
it's
against
called the
the wall. 100%.
wall.
So so the glassware kind of started it all.
Yeah.
And then you just expanded from there as you kept collecting things. There's a lot of vintage things in here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the vintage stuff all along the top, and we'll see as we walk around, like that's kind of just us. Like that's what our house looks like. This is all
Yeah.
stuff that we had. I mean, and you were next door. Our new shop is it's going to be a Christmas pop-up, and most of that decor we already own.
my elf, my elf pose.
Yeah, we just like brought stuff in, you know.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were like, oh, this would fit in well there. This would fit in there. We literally just like went through our living room and picked stuff out to like decorate the new spot with.
Because we are definitely not minimalist people. We are maximalists. We even now I still look up.
Look the
wall,
way.
and
There's a
like-
spot right there that I'm looking at that really.
I'm really glad that we chose to paint these walls, because if they were white, it would be very different in here.
Yeah.
So what's one of your favorite pieces in the store?
Like vintage wise, or like new stuff, or all over the place.
Let's go vintage first.
Okay, I have one.
Okay,
Can you grab it?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, grab it. Let's
And
do it.
really, it's more the story. The story is amazing.
Oh, I know what you're gonna
Yeah, you know.
I'll go with the tool.
Okay.
I know what you're gonna grab too.
I love it. Well, while they're grabbing their stuff, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we are IRL right now at Collins and Coupe, the premier bar supply store here in San Diego, and just having an amazing time. And ooh, okay. All right, they already have stuff. So this is their favorite tools. So,
Okay. So
or favorite item.
to start off, this glass, this is a hollow stem champagne flute, which is a really fun way to drink champagne. The reason why is because it's meant to kind of collect impurities inside the stem, and the impurities are where the bubbles come from. So actually, at a lot of restaurants, they polish their champagne glassware with like kind of linty towels in order to get that. And so the hollow stem, basically, when you drink champagne out of one, it just shoots bubbles up through the middle, and it like is so much fun. They're really beautiful.
Bubble
Yeah.
through the center.
So I always pick them up when I find them, and I found this one at a thrift store in Oceanside like 2 years ago, and it says Pearl, May 29th, 1926.
Okay.
And I was like, this is awesome, and I had to have it, so I got it here, and it sat here for a while.
And we were like, this must be Pearl's birthday.
It must be
right?
Pearl's
Yes,
birthday or
probably.
something.
1926.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Like, I wonder how old they were when someone made this one. Probably in the 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, someone got it for their 50th birthday.
So when you're going around, like if say you're traveling or you're doing something, are you always like looking for little
Always.
things?
Always.
It's always something like
Always.
there's an antique store.
I would say more than half the time when we go traveling, we end up buying a suitcase to put the things in that we found, because we didn't bring enough stuff to pack home. We do it all the time.
That is amazing.
So I found
Oh
this
my
glass
God.
and I loved it, and it sat on the shelf for a while because it's kind of specific.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I would say a year later, maybe longer, I went to the same thrift store in Oceanside and I found this one, and it says Lauren with the same date and the same type of glass.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
you start to ask questions,
Yes.
right? Like, and this is the beautiful thing about vintage things is like they have a history, right? And especially something that's like personalized like this. So are Lauren and Pearl twins that were both born on the same day?
Is this maybe their wedding day?
Were they married on this day? Well, a little bit of Googling actually.
Yeah.
We were able to discover that May 29th, 1926 is when Lauren and Pearl had a baby.
Named Grace Motz.
Oh.
We found her obituary. She
Okay.
passed away in 2017, and she was born on May 29th, 1926 to Lauren and Pearl McPherson.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I love the story to
It's
that.
so cool.
Which
It's
means-
so unique.
Yeah.
And it means that this set of glasses is 95 years old.
Yep. This
Wow.
set of glasses has outlasted the person who they were made for.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's
That's
very cool.
crazy.
I love
These
that.
are beautiful.
I love it. I think it's so much fun.
I'm like a blown child sometimes.
Yeah.
More
Like,
You're gonna be like, I'm gonna get those away from him. Okay.
I love that.
You have something unique over here.
Yeah, so this is a really cool tool. It's by Barfly. We carry it. It's an ice carving knife.
Ooh.
And it looks like a ninja weapon.
That's what I said.
And it's this beautiful.
I just saw Shang-Chi, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's this beautiful blade. It looks like a little shiv. But what's really cool about it is it's specifically designed to cut ice. And how close do I need to hold this?
No, you're
You
good.
can see it.
You're close.
So you probably can't see it on here, but the angle of the blade, most blades are beveled on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
This blade is beveled on one side, and it's flat on the other side.
Okay.
So it's
actually
more
a little
like
concave on the other
and then
side.
and then on the other side, it's actually it's flat on the edge, but then concave here, so it allows for some relief. So when you're cutting ice, you can make these nice straight lines, and the blade doesn't stick to the ice.
Yeah, it won't melt to the ice.
It's a little bit pricey, and we weren't sure if we were going to carry it.
Yeah, we ordered one and took it home to try it.
It retailed for like $43, which is like not crazy for a knife. It's a little high end for like our general price point here.
A unitasker, as my husband would say.
Yeah, but like I took it home. We got a sample model, and I took it home, and the moment I touched it to ice, it was like butter, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna carry this. So I use mine all the time.
We don't sell a lot of them, but we're gonna always have it.
Really
we're gonna always
unique.
Have it.
It's a beautiful tool.
It's very sharp.
Wow.
And it's fun to play with. I get the big Normandy ice. We carry penny pound ice here, and the Normandy is a big chunk of ice.
Oh, I did not know that.
We also deliver it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They actually delivered to my house during COVID.
Oh my God, that's fun.
They were doing something, and they were like, "We're doing an order," and it came with a bottle of Habiki.
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
yes.
one please.
Yeah.
Because if I order two during COVID, my wife will kill me. So I ordered one, but that's But this is so cool. So the glassware in this really unique piece.
Those are just a couple of favorites.
Just a couple of favorites.
We could just keep going.
Yeah, we absolutely could.
Well, let's keep going. Hold on. Let's go to the mobile cam and let's walk around the store a little bit. Hold on. So we're gonna get this. Okay. Join here. So. Come on. Okay. So we're gonna add this and take.
Remote.
All right.
Whoa.
Okay. So we are now remote. We got the remote cam going. Let's take a stroll around the store. I'm actually going to unplug this so we don't trip over everything. Where are we going to start? And I'm actually going to.
Let's start with ice because I need to pull a piece
out.
Go back to the freezer. Appropriately labeled.
Ooh.
I always want to call it the ice machine, but like it's obviously not an ice machine.
We have some ice orders that are packed in to go. We're actually really low right now. We've got an ice order coming in tomorrow. Penny Pound delivers to us once or twice a week, depending on how much ice we sell. We carry their rocks, which are size.
There we go.
Their spears.
Nice.
And their Normandies, which are the biggest ones. The biggest cubes that they have. These are all hand cut. And then we also carry slabs and blocks.
Yeah, these are fun. You want to cut your own.
Oh man. That's where that tool would come in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even a cleaver really would be best.
The bag is a little frosty, otherwise I can look right through it and you can see me through the other side. But it's clear. Beautiful crystal clear ice. The slabs are about half. The slabs are half of one of these, and so they're a little easier to cut on. The big ones are a little more.
I love it.
We also actually carry a local ice company. We carry their spears. These are pressed one by one.
And these beautiful gems as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're gorgeous. Yeah, they're really
Diamonds
beautiful.
are forever. Diamonds are forever.
Yeah. But today I made us a little piece of. I just used an old jello mold and made us some ice with some pineapple, some fresh pineapple in there.
That's
it's not fresh anymore. It's frozen now.
Nice.
So
very
we
nice.
can use this in a punch.
Yeah.
I'll pull it out now, so by the time we're ready for it, it'll be all tempered and ready to pop out the mold.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we have some awesome tiki mugs here. Tropical mugs. We are trying to steer away from the totem aspect of tiki culture. So we've moved towards more like irreverent stuff. These are awesome. Most of these are actually locally made here in San Diego. They're awesome. If you're really geek about stuff, like you'll recognize some of these items. These are really beautiful too. These are not local, but it's a really small company. They're these gorgeous doubles, and they hold a lot of alcohol.
Oh my gosh,
but
that's a heck of
they're
a...
absolutely fantastic. We love them.
So
that's
awesome.
Just some of our tropical stuff, and then some bunch of tools over here. Kind of anything you might need. We have like 15 different strainers.
Oh my
For
gosh.
any use you could possibly need.
Spoons, shakers. Behind you over here, we've got juicers and peelers, zesters, straws, cocktail picks, wine keys, bottle openers, absinthe tools.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
And this is
Everything.
all
Literally
of it.
everything. This is
all
great.
Ice tools for the most part. This whole area, ice tools. We just got in a little torch for you want to torch your.
Ooh, I do have one of those, and they're so much fun.
Cool.
So, and you just gotta have one. I mean,
Agreed.
if you're gonna brulee, or if you're going to,
light up the end of a cinnamon stick.
Exactly. See, we can get super creative.
Yeah.
Stem of rosemary.
And then back here we just got these in. These are our aging barrels. They're really cool, and there's 1 liter, 2 liter, and 5 liter. The 5 liter is there's only one of those because I didn't think everybody would have. That's a lot of alcohol in there.
Oh my god.
It's like a gallon and a half of alcohol.
It's a party.
It's a party.
Have you aged your own spirits yet? Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we brought back a barrel from France actually. It's
wow.
Many delicious cocktails run through it.
It's twice as big as
Love
that.
it.
It's 5 gallon, I think. It's huge.
That's a big guy.
And then these are all shrubs and mixers and all kinds of goodies over here.
We have non-alcoholic spirits, garnishes, premium cherries, salts, olives, sugars.
Yeah.
Dried
fruits.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who wants to dehydrate their own fruit?
No.
Or who has time for it? Exactly.
No
right.
No one.
Yeah.
Look at all this.
Ice buckets, punch bowls.
Ice buckets, soda fountain, siphons, soda siphons.
Oh, the old school ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at all of
Bringing
this.
some new ones in soon as well. So, drink dispensers, and then this is our cold case. We specialize in bitter sodas. Basically everything you see in here is a bitter soda. Some are domestically made, others are Italian. But everything from a Gentian soda to ones that taste like basically non-alcoholic Campari. So pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, nice when you want something like bubbly to drink that without all the sweet that people usually expect to get from
I like it. Wow.
Coke or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then on this side we have some more tools.
Mixing glasses, ice molds, jiggers.
Literally everything.
Everything.
Everything, and I mean,
stuff you don't even know you need.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know I needed half of this stuff, but I kind of want one of everything. That's I can't look at all this too much longer because I'm gonna be like, what do I need in the house that I don't need? And if my wife is watching, she's gonna be like, really, you don't.
She might see something that she likes.
She might actually, yes.
Yeah. So all of our trays.
Who knows?
Here.
A happy anniversary plate. You never know when you might need
you
that.
Know.
So.
And this is where most bartenders stop at the bitters wall. I haven't counted lately, but I think we're up over 180 different kinds of bitters now.
Wow.
And each one has a bottle open for tasting. So if you ever make it in, you can try them.
Nice.
Lovely. And then I would say the piece de resistance is our vintage selection.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Not all this glassware is vintage. Basically when the pandemic started, we had to go online. We didn't have a website before that. And it takes a lot of work to list an individual piece of glass. A lot of the glassware we have is it's one of a kind, one single piece. So it takes a lot of time to take the proper photographs, write a description, to, measure the volume, to make a complete listing.
We try to keep the prices really low on our vintage too. We want people to use it. So taking 20 minutes to list one $8 glass just doesn't really make sense. Yeah. So we started collecting more new glassware brands and new items that
we wanted to be able to offer all of the classic basic glassware types. So we started growing our new glassware selection. So kind of to the left and right here, that's mostly new glassware.
Yeah, I think we're about 30-70 now, 30 new, 70 vintage.
Look how nice these are. Yeah. This is so these are great.
Yeah.
And we do carry some local brands of glassware. These guys that make these beautiful.
I was gonna say I really these Nick and
gorgeous.
Nora's are beautiful.
And they just released this
one.
with
nice.
Curious Bartender. There's like some blogger that they released this line with.
Ooh.
They're really gorgeous. Love those.
Yep. Those guys are out of Orange County.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 of these at home.
Nice. So classic. Very mad
Rob
men.
McShay, who I worked with in at Louisiana Purchase,
Nice.
he brought 2 over when we were making some drinks.
Yeah.
I think I have 1 of these at home too. I got a couple of random ones here.
Love that.
But look at all this. This is so. Oh, see, bull in the china shop. I gotta be careful. But everything. You guys have even. I love these. These are so cool. These
Yeah,
little
just cute little martinis.
I love a tiny cordial glass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a baby martini. When you don't want to have the
Yes,
full
I love
martini, you
Well,
can have the baby one.
And then it stays cold the whole time. You know, you're not nursing a 5-ounce
Exactly.
martini for 45
That's gonna
minutes.
sit there,
Yeah.
you know?
I like to make 1 martini and split it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So we'll both drink a half
Probably do that
martini.
later.
And then it's time for another one. And you go stir up another one and stay cool.
I love it. This is great. Look at all of this amazing stuff. And then we even have, you have julep mugs over here too, and mule mugs. This is great. You have everything. Oh my gosh. I have the full set of this.
Really?
In my mom, if you're watching, because usually you tune in, I'm taking this when I come home for Christmas.
Oh.
She's got the rocks glasses,
Does she have the ice bucket?
The whole thing.
And
The
the
whole-
decanter?
the whole setup she's
Nice.
got. She's got it all.
Nice.
It's a gorgeous
I
set.
love
And
that.
I've always looked at it because it's such a pain in the ass. I'm like, and they always sit on like the highest
I'm
shelf in your
sure.
parents'
I mean,
house.
Jesse as
And it's
well.
like, what are you gonna do with those? And I'm like, oh, now I know what
Now
I'm gonna
you
do with
know.
those. Now I'm taking those home with me. She's gonna be like, good, get them out of the house.
You can start
Um,
packing them up for him. Right.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna let's bring us back. Hold on, let's see what we
I
got.
think we skipped over.
Oh, wait,
pins.
what did
That's
we-
Okay. We don't
We
need
What do we
did.
got?
We're good.
Behind
No,
us
we're
now.
fine.
Hold on, we're
We
good.
got pins right over here, over your shoulder.
Oh, let's see some pins. Hold on.
Lots of pins.
Ooh,
And
okay.
We got flasks and bitter bottles and
Yeah, and then-
loches.
And vintage,
Ashtray.
Oh, hold on, wait. Everybody needs a good flask. So let's look at the
Everybody
flasks
does.
here.
We just got these gorgeous handmade solid copper flasks in. They're so beautiful. And then we also have these beautiful solid copper flask funnels. And then some like this that you can take into a ball game because they have no glass or they have no metal on them.
Oh,
So that's why they're the discreet flask.
I like these. These are like I'm a classic kind
So
of guy. I
classic.
like the classic.
Yep.
Just goes in the pocket
Love it.
and really nice and
Mhm.
sleek and
This one's really fun. It's super pretty. It's like very thin.
ooh.
It's really gorgeous. And it's
I
just
know
so
those guys
narrow.
too. This.
Yeah, they do nice stuff. We like their stuff a lot.
MX, please sponsor the show.
Oh, and then also the smoking cloches. You want to smoke
That.
cocktails? That's what you'd want to use.
Oh, cocktail fam, what do we think? Do we need a smoking glass?
Probably.
Oh yes, probably. We need something.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I love everything is so unique. Everything is so just nothing is like you're not looking at a lot of just things that are the same. Everything is so
Yeah.
different. So whatever you want to curate, it can truly be for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot
Love
to
it.
see. A
Love
lot
it.
of choices.
Wow.
Yeah.
And aprons too, right back there.
And we've got some aprons going on.
There we go. We got everything.
Yeah. We got
Love
it all.
This is awesome. Love it. You guys have everything. This is amazing. If you don't, please make sure that you check out Collins and Coupe. The link is right there on the bottom of the screen. And they have, hold on, let's go back to. There we go.
We're back.
All right, and we're back. Nice. All right, so check out the link at the bottom, Collins and Coupe, if you haven't already. And there's also a discount code in there that they have graciously made for the Daily Cocktail fan. So if you've seen anything here that you really want and that you're like, oh my God, I need that ice pick or that smoking glass for my house, even if it just sits there on the shelf,
Mhm.
it's got a cool story to it.
Yep.
Check it out. Check out the site because it is amazing. And I'm going to cause some damage in here in a few minutes. But before we do that, next thing we got to do is we're going to make a drink.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
What do you do?
part of the daily cocktail is we would normally make a signature cocktail for our guests that come on the show.
Mhm.
So this is not like any other show. So we're going to do something special. So this is the first time we're going to do a punch on the daily cocktail. And
Punch.
we made a couple of different things. I grabbed a couple different ingredients, and this is something that we ask the viewers, if you really like it, serve it at home over the holidays. This is more of a Thanksgiving-y fall, spicy punch that we're going to do together. And yeah, I'm just super excited. And then we're going to ask you for the secret ingredient of the bitters. We're going to taste a couple of bitters as well. And but first, we need a punch bowl. So
Okay.
Yeah.
let's grab a punch bowl.
Fine.
What do we think?
Do you want to just pick one out for you? Pick one out so you
One on
see.
the smaller side, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe the little red one.
Or even, I actually like silver ones nowadays. I don't know. What do you think?
No, let's see what we got. Yeah.
You're picking out a punch bowl. This is the daily cocktail punch bowl now. I love it. Doesn't have to be super big or.
Punch bowls are kind of punch bowl size.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of all we got.
Oh wow. I was even thinking that like small silver one.
Well, those are ice buckets.
Oh, that's an.
That's all right. Well, this will work.
Okay.
This will work.
This works.
It doesn't have to be full.
No, we're not gonna fill. We're not gonna fill this all up. Definitely not.
All right, I'm gonna pull the glasses out. Punches are great for when you have friends over. You don't have to sit and like make one drink at a time for everybody. And one thing I would say to note about punches is they shouldn't be as strong because you want people to be able to come back and have another glass and have another glass rather than.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be like a full cocktail every time you take a glass.
Well, and a lot of punch recipes actually call for dilution in advance. So you would actually add water to it.
Okay.
You
Or
wouldn't
soda.
rely on the ice to do all the dilution because you're not shaking it. So yeah, soda or even just top it off with a whole bottle of champagne to like kind of dilute some of the spirits and then add some bubbles.
I love it. It's great. We're even getting a little bit of an education here.
Yeah.
Usually I'm educated. I love getting the education too. So what we're gonna do is, so this is gonna be, so a couple of the ingredients that we have, we're gonna be using we're gonna be making a bourbon punch. So this is gonna have a little bit of Elijah Craig. And I dipped into the Flavor Bible, and I love that book, by the way. They have a lot of, they also have books, a lot of books.
Many books.
And I grabbed the Flavor Bible, and we tried to figure out a couple of different ingredients that go with bourbon and fall. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do some banana Jafard. Then we also have a little bit of maple syrup here that we're gonna use too.
Very sweet.
And then, and this is not my punch. This is, we'll pour the punch if we gotta travel with it.
Yeah,
later.
perfect.
But we're gonna make some bouquets that are gonna have cinnamon, whole allspice, and clove. So, I mean, that's just like smelling this just makes me think
So
about
nice.
Christmas and like the seasons and Thanksgiving and all of that. So,
What's interesting is that all these spices are from the tropics,
ooh,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, they're all.
I
grown
didn't
in
even think
tropical
about that.
locations. But
And
why we associate them with the holidays is because they were really expensive.
Special occasion.
Because you would have to bring them in from these remote locations, these exotic lands. So you bring in these spices, which would be like expensive, and so you can save them for a special occasion, like Thanksgiving dinner,
like punch bowls.
Christmas.
I love
People
Big-
say
big
for special
festive
occasions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, so that's why we associate like
that's-
holiday spices, pumpkin
I was
spice.
going to say, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I never knew that
Gingerbread.
there was that behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you can, like, see, the more you know. And I always say that I need that whole, like, reading Rainbow, like, the more you know, do. Exactly, right? That's what we need on the show.
I'll stand behind you and do this.
We'll just make a meme that, like, you'll
Yeah.
pop out, like, you've already been pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to make, so
Do
I
we
got,
need some scissors?
I got my little pocket knife here.
Well, I don't know if you wanted to cut up
Cut
these.
that down.
Oh, yes, actually, that would probably be good.
Grab the big chunky ones.
So,
We carry cheesecloth as well, by the way.
And cinnamon stick.
And
I have-
cinnamon sticks. We actually carry a how long are they? 8-inch, 9-inch cinnamon stick.
Okay.
Actually,
Well,
which
that's a
is
pair of syrup.
yeah, we also have some maple.
I wanted to come prepared
things.
because
Sure, I
I
understand.
didn't want to
You
not.
never know
how
what
much
you're
Just for
my
you to
life
make it at
stuff.
home, you know,
Exactly.
we do
We've
have all
got
these
the
items.
ingredients.
And we'll ship
We don't
them
have a
all.
liquor license, so you're on your own with the
Yeah.
the whiskey
You're on your own for
and
spirits.
the banana liqueur.
All right, so we'll do. What do we think? 2 bouquets or just 1?
I think we can get away
For
with
us,
one.
just
Probably one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So we're gonna do 2 to 3 cinnamon sticks. Let's do that. Then we're gonna do We have some really fun,
Let me slide this.
yeah,
You can see the
some
action.
really fun allspice. Actually, I'm going to take this down for a hot minute. Take that down so you guys can see what we're doing. So we have some allspice here. Take a couple of, that's about a tablespoon, right?
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. And then clove. Ooh, this smells good already.
So good.
I actually kind of want to like put this in my house, like make a bouquet and just leave it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There we go.
And these are also mulling spices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you could totally make this.
That I have heard of.
Yeah. drop it in some red wine, with a little bit of brandy,
so good.
throw it on the stove. Yeah.
And it's in the whole house will just smell so
Amazing.
good.
And then it'll
We've
taste
given you
amazing.
recipes not just for cocktails, but for your home. This is now the home cocktail.
Yeah.
We should really call this the home cocktail now after doing all this. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Yep. I'll let you tie it up and then we'll,
Okay.
there we go.
Sachet.
Yep, sachet.
Crush
You
it.
sachet so nicely.
Yes.
Have you done this before?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. And we're good. Team effort here on the Daily Cocktails. Love it. There we go. All right.
I would say to get the full effect out of this.
Yes.
Crush it.
If I was doing this at home, I mean, crushing it will, like, especially crushing the allspice berries, will get some of the flavor out of them. The other thing that you could do though is if you were making this in advance, I would put this in a mason jar, and then top it up with whiskey and let it sit for a couple days,
Let
and
that
that flavor will
flavors really come through.
seep into the whiskey.
Okay.
We'll definitely get some out of it, just with it just infusing as we're making it.
Mhm.
But like you'll get a lot more like mileage out of it if you let it sit for longer, or if you were to heat it up.
Yeah.
That like infusion. Three things like will speed up infusion. 1, time. 2, heat. 3, pressure. So if you wanted to do a real quick infusion, you could actually throw this
Put it in a.
into like a whipped cream charger.
Ooh, yes.
With the whiskey and charge it up
Yeah.
and like pressurize it. It works better with
Soft.
softer.
We've done it with like basil and stuff like that. 'Cause
Yes.
it's really hard to get
Fresh
the flavor.
herbs. It's a really great way to get a quick infusion done. Dried herbs, I would say heat and or time. You can also put this in a jar and put it in a sous vide machine.
Yep.
So sit in this sous vide bath, or you can do it on your stove. Just keep it real low, like the lowest heat setting you can. Put it in a jar. Put it in there. You want it capped off so that it like you don't evaporate off all the alcohol. But that's essentially what a sous vide would do.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Are we
All
just going
right.
straight in?
We're going straight in.
Great.
We're going ham.
Good.
All right.
We're losing a cinnamon.
That's
stick.
right.
It's trying to
It's
escape,
okay.
but I think
It's fine.
I'm
gonna let you do the honors.
Absolutely.
Oh,
With
How much are we
or
pouring in?
You do the well, there are the 3 of us.
I mean, we can just.
So
The one bottle.
do the one
The
bottle.
whole thing. All right.
Let's do it. The whole
Here we
thing.
go. Here we go. Pour right on there.
We can always pour it back in the bottle.
Exactly.
Like once the punch, if we don't
And
finish
then
the
it'll
punch.
just sit, and I'll put some of the spices in there. Ooh,
Great.
already smells good.
It really does. It
All
smells
right.
amazing.
For us, okay. Then we have our banana. I think this is about $3.75.
Yeah,
More or less.
that seems about right.
More or less.
Do you want a measuring device? Or do you want to?
Let's just go.
We're gonna-
It's
I'm-
punch
you know,
after
honestly-
all.
Punch. We're gonna have
honestly,
some fun with it.
I'm a big stickler for like precise measurements when it comes to making cocktails,
Punch.
except for punch.
Okay.
Punch, I feel like you gotta just
You gotta feel as you go.
you gotta
right?
kind of like
Punch is like soup.
eyeball it
Mhm.
and yeah, and then
Yes.
I always
little bit of
taste my best,
this,
like,
a
I'm
little
like,
bit of
no,
that.
it needs a little more lime. No, it needs more whiskey.
Going back to the supper club then, when you're cooking, minus baking, because baking you have to like be like an exact, like that has to be exact. You
Yeah.
put a little too much
No,
of extra
absolutely.
wine, you're done. Do you feel like that's how you cook in the kitchen?
Yeah.
And do you think that that's what makes the food better when you're not like really trying to be precise, but you're cooking more from your heart? and
Oh
from
yeah.
What you can
yeah.
taste.
And I
as you're
don't
going
even.
through it?
I hardly ever make the same thing twice.
Okay.
Like, I just make stuff. I just create stuff. It's fun.
It's always
Yeah. I have a couple
conversation.
tricks that I use, but like some flavor combos that I tend to lean on a little bit. But
Mhm.
the details of it are always a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really
I
fun.
love it.
Yeah.
Sir, I'll let you do the honors.
All right. How much are we thinking? What proportion I go?
Just start with
Like
half and
about
see
half
how
Let's
it
go
goes.
half. Let's go half first, and then we'll see.
Ooh.
I love banana too. That's one of my
pretty good.
favorite things. That looks good.
We have
Always add more.
a
Can't add
local
less.
brand
Mhm.
that we carry that makes vinegar, and rather than
Kismet is the
rather than infusing white vinegar with flavors, they actually ferment the actual thing. So they actually have a blackened banana vinegar that's really
It's
cool.
made of bananas.
Mhm.
It's super cool.
Celery
Banana?
vinegar. So we
It's
carry.
like a
They do a
banana
lot of
shrub,
things.
but less vinegar.
Yeah. We carry their blackened banana. We carry their celery. We carry their hibiscus vinegar.
Oh my gosh, the
They-
family
they
knows
make
I love.
like a faux amaro.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's made
Oh my
with the
gosh.
hibiscus vinegar. It's really cool.
The family knows that I
Yeah.
love banana. So anything
Yeah.
kind of banana, I will try and just go for
I
it.
love that.
Okay.
That's great.
All right. So what do we think? Maybe we'll just do a little bit of this.
Yeah, don't want to
Because
get
the
I don't wanna
banana
get
is probably
too
This
sweet.
is going to be sweet, and that's
Yes.
going to be sweet.
There we go. We'll just do a little
See how
bit.
that goes?
See how that goes.
Yeah.
And then we go into the cooler here.
Ooh.
We got cooler. All right. We're gonna use a little bit of orange juice. I didn't squeeze this, and I'm a stickler for squeeze, but no time.
That's okay.
That's okay. Usually we'll do it like at the house. I'll do it like, and I'll make it. I have a reamer, and I'll just do it all. But tonight we're going a little bit easier. And then also some ginger beer.
Ooh.
And actually, I got to give a shout out to Q Mixers. These guys, I love using these.
Good brand.
And
Good brand.
Tales of the Cocktail, when it was going on Apartment Bartender, I got a chance to talk to him live. They were doing a giveaway, and I'd never tried these, and they sent me a full-on gin and tonic kit with
Awesome.
Q Mixers. I've been sold ever since.
I love that.
So this will be the first time I'm using the ginger beer,
Great.
but we're gonna do that next. So, all right, I'm gonna let the chef put in
Oh, great.
what you think about for orange juice.
Probably two. Yay, should I do more?
Maybe a little more.
I was
A
thinking
little
half of it.
Yeah. Go like
I was
Alright.
thinking half. I didn't want to go too far.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You can always like try it and
Yeah.
flavor it
bring
up.
some sweetness and some acidity.
Exactly.
And actually, I think the pre-juice, the like
It's got
pre-made
more
is going to have a
acidity.
little more acidity.
Yeah.
They're going to add a little bit of citric acid to
Yeah,
it to
fresh orange
stabilize
juice
it.
is so sweet. It's lovely.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
actually, I think in this application, I think this is
I
a
want
good way
to
to
try
go.
this ginger beer.
Let's try it. Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I have 4 bottles. Let's try it.
Awesome.
Let's all try it because I have not had this before.
Let's all try
Yeah,
it.
please.
I love ginger beer. It's
I know. I
delicious.
love ginger beer too.
We don't carry any ginger beer like as is. We carry ginger beer syrup,
Oh, okay.
so you can control
Same
the
thing with
flavor.
tonic. We don't have
Same
tonic
with tonic.
sodas. We have tonic syrups.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mm,
Ooh, that's good.
that's nice.
That's nice.
You can see the.
Ginger
You
beer.
can see it all, but you can see all
Oh,
the little.
look at that. Even
you can see the
ginger bitties
bits-
in
The
there.
bits of ginger floating around in there.
I love it.
Yeah,
This is good.
the good stuff. It's when it gets you in the back.
I like that. I like
Yep.
that spicy ginger
And
beer.
it's so, you know what? I really like this one. I've had a couple of different ones, and I really like this ginger beer because sometimes they'll be overcarbonated or
Yeah.
it just
Too
it won't.
sweet.
It'll be too
Yeah.
sweet, and I'm like, this is just a nice. I think this will complement this really, really
I
well.
agree. Should we do more than
yes,
that? It
let's
was
do
only a
another
couple
one.
ounces.
Yeah, I think probably a whole.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep. My trusty. There we go. Pour that one in.
Sure.
You want to do one more or no? What do we think?
Let's taste it first.
Okay.
Taste it first.
Let's give it a taste.
We're gonna
I
get
think we
ice in there
should.
too.
I think we should put some ice in it. And
Yes,
get it
I
down to
have.
10. You have ice? I can
Oh
grab
yes.
some.
So
Yeah,
are we
big
going
ice.
to use yours for the cocktails?
Cool. I have also like draft ice if we want to throw that in.
Well, our
This
big
is-
ice
This is for you got
should go in
pebble
here.
ice there, right?
Pebble ice.
Great. So when making a punch, I always will dilute the punch with ice, and that brings it to temperature. And then I'll make a big piece of ice and put that in once it's at temperature. If you just throw a big piece of punch ice in there, it doesn't dilute it quickly enough. So when you go to start drinking it, it's going to be too strong.
Yeah.
And then it will also speed up how quickly that big beautiful piece of ice melts. So crushed ice or just ice from your home freezer or draft ice, the smaller cubes, is a really great way to sort of get it up to temperature, get it like nice and chilled, and then you want to put in like a big piece of ice like I got here. That will hold it at temperature during the party for like
One
the
more?
next hour.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good.
And then we should taste it, and then we should taste all of our bitters to decide what goes
Yeah.
in there.
That smells good.
All right, I'm gonna do
Ooh,
this little
Yeah,
taster.
do that out. So let's
this is the fun part.
this. And then we're gonna taste bitters in between.
Please. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
Smells great.
A little bit more.
I brought a towel too, just in case.
Perfect.
Keep you guys.
That's great.
Don't want to make too much of a mess. Let's give it
This
a
table's had so many messes on it.
Mhm.
We do classes here as well. We haven't since pre-pandemic, but typically we do 1 or 2 classes a month, and we will starting next year again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. So I think the bitters will be really nice in here, but we have to choose which one we like best.
It's good.
It needs that. It needs
It needs
little
a
something.
little something.
Yeah.
A little Collins and Coupe magic in it.
So I think we should start.
Let's taste through these
Let's
bitters.
move
Right?
this to the side.
So we knew what the ingredients, the main ingredients were going to be in this. So had an idea of the flavor profile. So before we started, we pulled a couple that we thought would go well with this flavor profile. Coincidentally, they all ended
They're
up
all pretty similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just
So
go down
I'm
the line.
for the people watching, it's going left to right, but we're gonna go this way.
Okay.
So let's grab each. Oh, it's all soaked in there now. Well, I shouldn't have done that so early.
That's
We've been enjoying the conversation.
While you're doing that, I'll talk about the brands.
Yeah.
This is a brand out of San Francisco called Bitter Queens. It's an LGBTQ owned brand. And they do really amazing work. Their
Really
orange
nice
bitters is my #1 go-to orange bitters. I always have a bottle in the house. Remind me to get a bottle. I'm out of it. I use it in my martinis because it's got this beautiful, delicate flavor. I use it in old fashions, like all across the board. But this is their chocolate walnut. It's got it really brings both of those flavors, like both very equally represented.
Really nice notes.
I'm gonna take another tiny sip of your punch. Okay. Noted. It's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I like that
It
too.
brings out the chocolate. The punch brings out the chocolate flavor.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Because this isn't sweet, so it's that cocoa flavor.
Yeah.
We need, because we have a lot of sweet
we're
in there with the
definitely
banana and the syrup and the orange.
Interestingly, that one didn't soak through. So then we're going to move on to my first choice, one of my choices rather, which is a black walnut. This is by Strongwater. They're out of Colorado. They make really beautiful flavor blends, and they're just super awesome. We actually love their, as much as we love the orange from Bitter Queens, we love their aromatic called Golden, and it's like the perfect for an old fashioned. It's absolutely fantastic in there.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love a little Angostura, but sometimes the Ango can be a little over the top.
It's a bit punchy, yeah.
So there's like dials it back a little bit, and when you want to be able to control the flavor a little bit more.
It's a little bit more subtle, but I think it brings out the banana a lot, actually.
Yes.
That banana, like, really
100%.
comes out. Let me give you a little more.
Yes. I taste the banana.
Oh yeah, the banana pops.
It's so amazing how just a little bit of bitters can completely change the flavor of a cocktail.
Hugely different.
Such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about making a soup, right? And you just throw a little bit of herbs and spices in there. That's exactly what bitters are. They're literally herbs and spices that have been steeped down and made into liquid form.
It's what is Death and Co called? Seasoning.
Yep.
The seasoning part.
Totally.
It is.
So my other runner is a brand out of New Orleans. It's the only bitters company in New Orleans. It's a woman-owned company named El Guapo, and this is their chicory pecan. Chicory, if you haven't had it before, it's basically like a root that was used in place of coffee when coffee was super expensive, and it really stuck. It's very mild. It doesn't have the bitterness of coffee. So in the South, if you go to New Orleans or anywhere in Louisiana, you're going to get chicory coffee. It's got both in it, so it rounds out that flavor a lot.
Sometimes.
It is.
Wow.
And El Guapo uses a glycerin base for their bitter, so it tastes a bit sweeter at first, but it really opens up in a cocktail.
It won't sweeten your cocktail.
No.
It's just as this. They use glycerin as a stabilizer
As opposed to
versus
alcohol.
alcohol, which most use.
It's sweet a little bit right off the taste.
And then get us
Yeah,
a
that's
beer.
like glycerin there.
I feel like I'm getting the ginger now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the coffee in there.
Yeah, that
The little
coffee's
coffee
really nice.
aftertaste. It goes so well with the banana and the bourbon. You
Yeah.
don't think coffee and banana together, but man.
That's
Yeah.
my first choice right
That's
now.
nice, right?
That's my first choice.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I'm gonna pour a little bit more of these because they got a little soaked up too.
And this is the fun part. When you're making your cocktails at home, again, by no means does it have to be an exact science for you. Taste it, try to figure out, especially with a punch, you can, have something, think citrus, think spirit, think seasoning, and then think bubbles. Those are the kind of the 4 components that you want to think about when you're making your punches. And then it's tasting it. Taste it, get the flavors. Everybody's flavor profile is different. So the 3 of us are sitting here and we're all tasting completely different things.
Yeah.
All right, so what's this one?
So this is one that I picked out because I was also sort of thinking along those coffee lines. This is it's called Corazon. Actually, did they change the name of this one?
It used to be called
I love the name.
something else. I can't remember
Heart.
now. But now it's Corazon.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's a really cool blend. This is from Bitter Cube. They do some just wonderful bitters. It's coffee, chocolate, hot peppers, and
3 favorite
oregano, which is an
Ooh.
interesting
Yeah.
little side.
Oregano.
there.
Yeah, it really goes with that
Never-
sort of
It brings
Mexican
that little bit of
flavor.
a savory note to it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's kind of smell that oregano at the front.
Yep.
Mm.
You can taste it right off the bat.
A little peppery note. Brings like
I
a
feel
little
like
bit of heat.
To me, I feel like
I feel the heat.
I feel like it's muting the flavors of the punch.
You pour too much. My bitters.
I did the same as all the other ones. It's just spicy.
It's just got a lot of yeah, it's just got a lot.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I like it.
But I'm tasting bitters and not punch.
I'm tasting the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not,
Yeah.
and I love that. But I feel like the ginger will give us that
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like
So-
this belongs in a mezcal fashioned all
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
All day long.
100%.
Yeah. Or like a coffee with mezcal in it. Little bitters dash.
That's great.
Yeah.
For all our coffee drinkers, yes, there's coffee in this mug, but you don't know what else.
Nope, you don't
Um,
know. Okay, so I guess we vote on what we want in there, or we can also just spice up our own beverage instead of putting it into the punch.
I think it's got a good punch.
All right.
All right, so do we want? Let's do elimination. So I don't think we liked the
Yeah, we're gonna
Corazon, the
skip
Corazon
that
for
one
this.
for this.
I agree. Well, now before we try to dial this down to 1,
Mm-hmm.
we can use more
We can
than
use the
1.
blend.
Oh, I mean, all right. So I'll say my 2,
Okay.
and then I would definitely do the black walnut and the chicory, because I feel like like the ginger beer
Mhm.
will give us those bubbles and it'll give that little bit of spice, but this will bring out those flavors. Those are mine. What do you think?
I agree, and those are also ones I chose. So
I agree as well.
thank you.
She's always right.
You agree
He's
as
not
well?
just saying that in like the camera. I am always right because they don't talk about things
We
I
have
don't know
this
about.
recorded, and I'm gonna clip that just for him to say she's always right. I love it. Big Ed Smith, what's going on? I'm sorry, I gotta give a shout out to the chat fam too, for people that are hanging out with us, watching, lurking. So we are in the process of making a punch for the holiday, for the first holiday that we have coming up for Thanksgiving. And we're here at Collins and Coupe, the premier bar supply store down in San Diego.
And on the web and on the internet.
Online
Yeah.
too, and you ship, correct?
We do
We
ship.
do.
And they ship. So I will put it back up there, but we also have a great discount code for you. But we're right now we're in the process of we're trying and we're making some really delicious punches, and we've deliberated, and
Yeah.
we're going to use these 2
Great.
Bitters.
These 2 here. So we have the strong water walnut,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually their newest flavor. It's really amazing. And then El Guapo chicory pecan. These are both small companies, really wonderful, and we would recommend anything out of their line actually.
I love it.
So one thing that I've noticed people do when they put bitters into their drinks, if they have never been taught how to do it, is it calls for 3 dashes,
Mm-hmm.
and they go like this. And there's that's it.
Oh no, you gotta.
A
Like, yeah,
dash
do that.
is upside down, dash, dash, dash. That's 3 dashes.
There you go.
So your bottle of bitters should not last you 12 years. If you're using it properly, you should get about 20 to 30 cocktails out of this bottle.
Okay, I've been dashing
three-ish.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Yeah, do 4. You get that
Oh.
little. Yeah. It even changed the color a little bit. Look at that
It
beautiful
did.
amber color we got out of it.
This looks
So
so
nice.
good.
Do you want to taste it and see if there's enough bitters in it? You
I
want to be
think
the
we
judge?
should.
All right, I'll taste it.
Yeah, here.
I'm gonna put that back in there.
Yeah, put that in there.
Here we go.
Give you a little bit of this here. Get that a sip. Okay, too.
Yeah. I just want to try it.
Ooh,
There's
that
enough?
made
You got it?
all the difference. Mmm.
Yeah.
Made it.
Sets it up. It's that like kind of
Yeah.
third note.
Totally. I agree.
A
Mhm.
really great drink sort of starts you off like at an opening note, like where you taste one thing, and then there's a mid note, and then it like rounds it out with a
Yum.
finishing note.
What a roller coaster that was.
And if you can get a fourth note in there, then like put me to bed.
Do we want to graduate to a larger glass?
Yes,
and
let's.
sip and
I think we
chit
should.
chatting?
We could just drink
We
out
can
of
keep
these tiny
sipping a little bit.
glasses.
I'm like, I want to get a good full flavor.
I think we
and
should,
Okay.
and I think it's time to put this punch
Ooh.
ice in there so
Yeah.
it just stays chilled.
Yep.
So again, I
Just
use
as
this.
a-
I'm gonna pour. Well, there's not much water.
That's
There's
fine.
gonna be a little bit of water.
That's okay.
Just from the edge, and this is a just an old.
So
Jell-O
what
mold.
is this that you did? You did it's
So it's just an old Jell-O mold, and
Okay.
I went through
oh,
and
that's so cool.
I just put a little bit of water on the bottom, laid a round of you can probably see that.
Mhm.
Pull that
Pineapple?
closer. Ooh,
There
put a
we
ring of pineapple.
Ooh, I love it.
Ring of pineapple under there, and then I did. You can actually kind of see here. You can see the separate
Mhm.
layers. Then I did one with some chunks around it, and then I did another ring on top. Then I'll flip it over, and so I'll put the pretty side up. If I was really thinking ahead, I would have put a cherry in the middle, and that would have
That
it
would
up.
have been pretty cool. Yeah.
You can do this with flowers. You can do it with citrus. You can.
Yeah, just whole pieces of citrus.
Yeah, and just doing the layers like that is a really fun way to like make it beautiful. And then as it melts, the little bits of fruit will start to become exposed. And
If you want to go full hard mode, you can actually put some bitters into your ice.
yeah,
Freeze them into the ice, and then as it melts, it infuses more flavor
I
into
never
your
thought about
cocktail.
bitters, and I just did mint.
Yep. Yeah,
And
beautiful.
I made a cocktail, and I did it with I made a simple syrup that had rosemary and lavender in it, and I put both of those into the ice, and I made that as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's fun to play, and those are the cool things like you would think about if you're having like an event. You could make it fun for your guests.
Yep.
And have like the little ice molds, or I think actually Penny Pound does them with like the flour that was inlaid in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
and
can
that
special-
really punches a
Yeah,
cocktail.
you can
up.
special
Like,
order those. Those are
look-
crazy.
Looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our
We
intents and
should-
purposes, we have
Yes.
the fun punch.
Do you want to
Lovely.
get? Do you want to get like a go mobile and go do a top?
Oh
down
yeah, sure.
shot?
Let's do.
Am I throwing a curveball at you? There?
No, not at all. We'll go mobile real quick. Hold on, let me see here.
This is
What do I
just.
got?
It's just a beautiful. I think this bowl could have held probably 2/3 times more, or
Oh, it could hold, a lot more.
which would be appropriate for a party of
10 to 12,
10
probably.
probably.
Yeah.
Being there's only 3 of us, it's probably a good thing we didn't fill it.
We're gonna bring it back on.
It's fine.
There we go. Look at that.
Someone's gonna walk by later and see us like sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, this punch,
Yeah.
and that's the thing about punches. It could knock you out. If you think about it.
Mhm.
Like if you're not.
I mean,
careful.
it packs a punch,
And it
right?
looks- but I
Yeah.
love it. But look at that. It's so cool how you have and then you can see it here with that pineapple. Oh, that's
Mhm.
awesome. That looks so cool. I love it.
Awesome. Sure, you grab some glasses.
Let's
Yeah.
grab some glasses, and then also I have. So I figure we could garnish it
Ooh.
with
Yes.
Yeah.
orange peel and a
Yes.
cinnamon stick.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. Where's your peeler?
I need a peeler.
Oh, well,
So
just so
convenient.
happens that
Let
we
me
have
go- let me go
them.
and look for a peeler. Hold on real quick. Oh yes, which one do you recommend? Ooh, okay. Yeah.
That's the industry standard.
Yeah, so we have some beautiful peelers, and we have some beautiful and much more functional well, kind of not as beautiful, much more functional peelers. And
Nice. I
if
love
you've
it.
ever used one of, if you've never used one of these before,
Ooh, I
you're in
actually
for-
haven't.
you are in for a treat, and do not cut yourself.
No, I don't want it.
I-
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay.
I'm not just being condescending. The only injury we've ever had here
It's with a
was
peeler.
somebody peeling their finger with that one.
It even says sharp blade. Okay.
It's really sharp. So
Ooh.
we're gonna do a little peeler tutorial. I know that you probably know how to peel citrus.
No, but you know what?
We
I'm gonna let
we
the masters take care of it. Go for it.
So what you want to do is you want to hold the peeler like kind of in your hand like this, so your thumb is free,
Mhm.
and then you want to put your thumb at the bottom of the citrus, and then you pull towards your hand so you can't cut your thumb, and then when you get down here, you use your other hand to grab it and then just release it that way. You should do it because this peeler is a delight.
This is awesome. I love it.
Really, you hardly have to press on it at all.
Look at that. Increasing my. This actually gives a really good, because sometimes with some peelers, you don't get the full piece of the peel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you're trying to express it on a cocktail, it'll be all like weak and flimsy, like a flimsy
Mhm.
handshake.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. All right, we'll do
Yeah,
one
let's
more
do
for
one.
you, and then what's going on, Tony? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. We're making a punch. I know I gotta send you this recipe because I know you'll like it. This recipe actually, we're gonna take a picture. The recipe will be live on stream. On Instagram. So if you go to the About Me section of the Twitch channel, you'll actually be able to subscribe to the newsletter, and then also you'll see Collins and Coupe discount code as well as a link to their shop, and we're gonna have a picture of the punch.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, and you're getting all fancy.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for the gram. Hold on, I gotta get.
Could you bring your high-speed camera? We can get
yes,
this expression
of
here.
course.
I like to go through and cut the pith off the back of it. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, this peeler, if you are really light with it, sometimes you can avoid that.
You can't avoid it when you want to get a nice wide piece.
Yeah, it's tough.
Let's
You've
get
got
this.
it. You're gonna end up with some.
We're gonna get the punch real quick.
So what you can do is just take a knife and just lay this flat, and then just cut along it, and you will cut. You can just cut the pieces of pith off. You can see I just got these little bits.
That's what's bitter. It doesn't have a nice oils in it.
Yeah, the pith is bitter. So I'll
This is
start
live
with this.
action here.
I'll lay it down like this, and then just give it a little sawing action right across.
There you go.
Boom.
Love it.
And then you can see the little dots on the backside. That's how you know you've gotten like nice and close to the surface.
Love this.
Then you take the outside of the citrus towards your glass, and you just squeeze it. And if you look closely,
Three. We're expressing our cocktail.
we are.
We're expressing.
And don't rub it on the edge of the glass because it tastes bitter, but it smells amazing.
Mhm.
So just stick it right in there.
And then also, hold on. Let's get.
Oh, yeah.
And then your hands just smell like delicious citrus.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, rub that on your neck. Give it a
I
little
know.
dab.
Little behind the ears.
Yeah,
And go
a little
home.
bit. So
And
good.
then a cinnamon stick.
Ooh, a cinnamon
for
stick,
you.
yeah. We could light it.
And then. Ooh, yes.
Yum.
I'm gonna put mine through.
All right.
Oh my goodness. That's good. That's a good
Oh, that's a good idea. I was actually thinking about how to
Around.
wrap it. We'll wrap it around. We're gonna wrap around here.
A little pig in a blanket. There we
This is
go.
right on time. I need it for Thanksgiving. See, that's what we thought about.
It's
Look at
perfect.
that. All right. Hold on. We're gonna do a quick. Let's get the cheers. Love it. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers to Collins and Coupe and the Daily Cocktail. This has been amazing.
Yeah, no, that orange really sets it off.
Ooh,
That orange is perfect in there.
that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
We do. There's a catchphrase we've been doing on the show since day one. We'll do the sip. That's good.
Ah.
And you did it, and you even recognize it. It's just something that when you truly enjoy, when people have seen me do, like one show we debunked TikTok cocktails,
Okay.
which was fun. There was no that's good
Um,
in 90% of them. One
yeah.
hit, but one out of like 6.
Yeah.
But hey, I give it up to all of the craft bartenders and everybody, whatever you're making, trying it at home. If you're watching this and trying to get ideas, reach out, let us know, and happy to just brainstorm. Follow everybody, follow each other, and as you're going through and thinking about different things that you want to make, nothing short of experience and great flavors and knowledge. I've learned a couple of things being here too, like the pit. I honestly, I thought my cocktail knowledge was pretty good. I'm humbled by the two of you. Humbled, I'm sorry. But this is good.
It's really nice.
It's got a really nice softness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the viscosity, the mouthfeel to it.
Yeah.
I think that's coming from the maple.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think the Gaffard's got a little.
It's got a nice
softness to it as well.
viscosity as well.
So the fun part is I'm actually going to buy this punch bowl. And I'm going to use this on Friendsgiving
Oh my God,
because I have a
perfect.
Friendsgiving coming up on Saturday.
Look at all
So,
these
babe, we got a punch
glasses.
bowl. If you're watching, we got a punch bowl. She's
Sorry.
She's going to be like, what is this? I'm like, for Friendsgiving.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But this is really good.
It's great.
So good. All right. So now, while we're sipping this, we have a tradition on the Daily Cocktail called the Fast Five.
Okay.
And it is 5 questions to let us get to know our guests a little bit more, or usually it's guests, but guests a little bit more. And it can be one word, a couple of words. You can embellish on it a little bit, but just some quick hits just to give our friends and viewers a little bit more.
Like inside the actor's studio.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's similar to Hot
Yeah.
Ones where they just start firing off like a couple of random questions. So this one is going to be for the holidays. We usually do a couple of random ones. But I'm like, let's do something for the holiday. We have the punch. We're getting to the season. So, okay. Number 1. Oh, wait, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. Ladies first, of course.
Oh,
We're going to ask
okay.
this for you. So what is your favorite holiday tradition?
Well, I have just a tiny story, which is that growing up, we always opened one present the night before.
Okay.
So all the kids got to open one present before they went to bed on Christmas, which was very fun because it was like, because Santa hadn't come yet, so there wasn't that many presents out. So it was always like eyeing the presents, and then before you go to bed, you were like, Mom, like Dad, we can open one present, right? So we opened one present each and got to go to bed, and that was always really cute. Something to look forward to. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And for you?
I mean, honestly, Friendsgiving is like a
Yeah.
favorite tradition of mine.
Really?
Yeah. When we first met, she invited me to her Friendsgiving. And then many years later, I proposed to her at our Friendsgiving. So
Aww.
it's a very special thing. We missed it last year.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna miss it again this year.
Yeah.
But or maybe
We're sort of doing
a
it.
couple
It's not
of
the
people.
same.
We used to just invite everybody. Like,
Mm-hmm.
did we meet you on the street? That one time?
Come over.
You're
Come
coming.
You're always hanging out outside the store.
Yeah.
Come on in.
It would
Exactly.
be we'd be sitting on the steps outside the house. We put a table on the lawn, table inside, people in the kitchen, like standing there.
And when he
lonely.
says house, we all live on the top floor of a duplex apartment. So it's like
Yes.
our entire apartment is smaller than the shop. And when
invite everybody.
Packet full.
when he
There's a line
proposed to me,
outside.
he was keeping track of how many people were there. We had a little clicker. We had 69 people in our apartment.
2-bedroom apartment.
2-bedroom, and no one was in the bedrooms. No one was in the bedrooms. They were in the living room, the kitchen, and all down the stairs eating
Wow.
on their laps. It was amazing.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
great.
So Friendsgiving
I love
is
that.
fun.
That's so much fun. That's like
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get back to that. And I think we will. I think people are still easing into it.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
can't wait to get back to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and just being that close, like with family and friends, and
It's great.
I think that's awesome. I love it. Those
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's gonna bring you back.
Okay.
What is your most memorable childhood holiday memory?
You should go first because I need to think about this for a minute. This is hard.
I'm just gonna say the Christmas that I must have been 8, maybe 9, and it snowed. I grew up from California. Spent my younger formative years in Washington, and it snowed on Christmas. And
Washington, Northwest Washington,
Northwest,
not
just south of
DC.
Seattle.
Okay,
Yeah.
making sure.
Yeah,
Washington
south
State.
of Seattle, and it snows there. It snows a little bit here and there, but
Mhm.
rarely does it snow on Christmas. And waking up to a blanket of like first falling snow on Christmas morning,
It's pretty magical.
it's pretty.
That's awesome.
That's pretty magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, I got a G.I. Joe snow tank that year, and I got
Oh, nice.
G.I. Joe, that was
Nice.
awesome.
That's
I gotta bring
awesome.
those back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Christmas at my parents' house is like always the same in this like really cool way, and I think
It could be Thanksgiving too.
that's true. Well, my mom doesn't do Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We go to someone else's house for that.
See, there you go.
Although there was a fun memory from Thanksgiving that I will say, which is we had a very polite dog growing up. She was a black lab, very lovely house dog. Just her name was Ruby. She was lovely. And she was so well behaved. And on Thanksgiving morning, so we'd always go to our friend's house for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
They would host because my mom never wanted to host, which is totally fine with me because I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
We go to their house. They would cook dinner. We would have to bring pies. That was it. We'd bring dessert. They would make dinner. We'd go hang out.
Easy.
And so my mom had made 3 pumpkin pies and 1 cherry pie the night before, and left them on the counter to cool. And in the morning, the dog slept at the foot of the bed upstairs. In the morning, they got up to go, and she was already at the back door, like looking very sheepish, like she already knew she'd done something wrong.
I think I know where this is going.
And so they're like, "What's going on?" And then my mom goes into the kitchen, and there was a 1 bite out of each pumpkin pie, and half the cherry pie was gone.
Oh. So we know the dog likes cherry pie.
Yeah, it was actually like so cute that we couldn't be mad at her.
Oh my god.
But that was kind of
awesome.
that was a fun one.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
She was a good dog.
Oh my gosh.
It was like the only bad thing she ever did. And she knew she was bad.
Like just hanging out there, I'm like, I like the cherry pie the best.
I just wanted to try it.
I just wanted a bite of the cherry pie. That's that would still be
cute.
me. Like I graze at Christmas and Thanksgiving, so I'm always picking and picking and picking. And really so that would be me. Okay, number 3. If you could bring one famous person to dinner, dead or alive, who would it be?
Anthony Bourdain.
You stole mine.
Yes.
I have actually already had dinner with him. I had dinner with him once. Yeah.
No.
It was a group of about 10 people, and he was at our table, and it was really lovely. He had just had his daughter, and was talking about her, and she was an infant still, and it was just like a really cool experience.
I am super jealous. Yeah. Is he like how you see him on the show?
He's just like, he just loved to talk about his life and his experiences, and loved to like engage people. And it wasn't like it was all his friends; these were all fans and stuff. He was meant to roam around and go to everyone's table, and he stayed at ours the whole time, and it was really lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's awesome at a party.
You can keep Anthony Bourdain too if you want. Or do you have another one?
I got a backup.
Okay, what's your backup?
No problem. Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Astronomer,
Space nerd.
philosopher. I'm a huge space nerd. I have a tattoo.
Okay.
If you can see it, it's real
Yep,
light.
we can see it.
But that's Carl Sagan's. This is a map of pulsar stars that was put on the Voyager spacecraft.
It's like engraved on the side.
That's
right?
so cool.
And he was part of the team that like came up with the idea to put it on there. It's basically a map to get back to Earth. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Fascinating guy, and
I'm still going home and googling more Carl Sagan
You
stuff.
should.
Yeah. check out the old original Cosmos series.
Okay.
From like the 80s, 90s. Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, number 4. Favorite holiday smell. We're going olfactory here.
Pine tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say pine.
Pine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like Christmas tree smell.
Yeah.
Christmas tree, real or fake?
We almost always had real Christmas trees
Okay.
growing up
Always.
until I would say pretty recently, because there's 4 kids in my family, and so I think once like the oldest 2 of us moved out, it was less less of a thing. But yeah, that pine tree smells always great. But they do always my parents still always get like a wreath of the pine, so it smells nice in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up in the Northwest, it was always like you go out and cut your own trees.
I was about to ask, I'm sure, do we have like lumberjack picture probably hidden
tree,
somewhere like
forest.
at mom's house?
Yeah,
there's
we
a
never
picture
did
of you with an
that.
axe.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the biggest tree you ever cut down with your family?
We had a living room with a vaulted ceiling,
Same.
and we could
same.
we could get 15 footers in there.
What?
It was
Yeah.
insane.
Same in ours.
It was
we
insane.
randomly
You
had
have
the
to
same thing.
you have to get a ladder on the landing, which is like halfway to the second floor, and you put a ladder there, and then you reach up and get the star on top. So I mean, big trees.
I love that.
Like, my dad loves Christmas too.
Oh yeah.
And so he would always be like, "No, we got to get a bigger tree. This tree's not big enough." Like, all right, Dad, let's do this.
So my dad, God rest his soul, he loved Christmas, and we would always get this huge, thick, 8-foot Christmas tree. Now we would need to be on the step stool, and we were doing like that's what I remember most. Like my holiday was sitting with Dad, or like standing with Dad as he would hang, because I wasn't allowed to hang the lights. That was his thing, but I could help and hold them as he individually tied them intertwined them to the branches, and I remember that. Always a real tree, but huge. Like right now, I'm just grateful that my wife is a little bit shorter than me, and I have 2 little short kids. So it's like we can get a 6-foot tree, and I can get away with like, this is the biggest thing ever, Dad. That's great. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I will also say the fireplace smell. I do love that.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up with a fireplace, and the fireplace was always like an integral part of Christmas because obviously it's in the same, not obviously, but like it's in the same room as the Christmas tree.
And where did you grow up?
In Sacramento area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
that's
definitely cold on
We had
Christmas.
this conversation before.
Yeah, it's cold on Christmas, but it doesn't snow or anything, but it's
Mhm.
definitely chilly. And so they would make the fire, and my mom is a smoker, and she never ever smokes in the house. Like she just would never,
Mhm.
except for on Christmas, because she would sit next to the fire and smoke into the fireplace.
And
And then we
hiding it and disguising
yeah, and every time we opened a present, we would wad up the paper and just throw it at her, and she would put it in the fire. So she just got to sit in this super low lawn chair next to the fire, like smoking into the fire and throwing in all of the wrapping paper. So it's nothing to clean up. She just tossed it in there. It was great.
I should have thought about that. I would have told Dad, I'm like, you just saved it on garbage bags. Let's
Right,
just
no,
light
you
a
just
fire
put it in
and
there.
toss it in there.
It's just paper.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's great. You can throw things at your mom too. It's fun. That's the fun part.
See, my parents would be asleep because they'd be up all night for other reasons. I won't ruin anybody's Christmas. But they
Last minute decorations.
The tree needed a couple of extra ornaments.
Totally.
And like literally, my dad and my mom would be like out, like after my mom
my
took
parents
dinner and everything.
There's no way.
Oh man.
They would always wake up. Still do.
Okay, number 5, and this is a curveball. So this is not kind of holiday related, but if you could have one drink for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Why are you gonna do this to me?
I know.
Why are you gonna selfish-choice me like
we've
this?
talked about so many different ones as we've walked around the store and done all this, and it's a hypothetical. It's
You're
like,
doing
hey,
me dirty right now. You're doing me dirty.
It's like, hey, I get stranded on a desert island. What's the one thing you would take? And it's like, if you don't look at your own, you're like, my bar mix.
Oh man, one drink.
I'm
So unfair.
I think I'm gonna go super wild card.
Okay.
And I'm merely saying this as a chef and as a thing that I think would pair well with most food and most things I would be consuming. I'm gonna say French 75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, because you got the gin, you got the bubbles, you got the citrus,
Mm-hmm.
and the sweetener you can change up. So if I wanted to change it to a lavender French 75, I could change it up to a rosemary French 75.
I like that. That's
We
good.
had a black
Curveball.
pepper syrup for a while. We did black pepper French 75 was beautiful,
Black pepper French 75.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
Love it. Amazing.
I gotta try that.
Mhm.
We should talk. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I might know what you're gonna say.
Curveball.
Man, that's such a tough one.
Yeah.
I might have to go martini on this.
Martini.
I almost put martini as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Gin.
Or
like,
gin or Vespa or.
Gin martini.
Okay.
Yeah, gin martini, like 2-to-1, with a twist and an olive
Mhm.
and a couple dashes of orange bitters. It's great on a hot day.
That sounds awesome.
Hot. It's cool and refreshing on a hot day. It's like warming on
Mhm.
a cold night. It's a great opener. It's a great closer to a meal.
Mhm.
It pairs well with like fish. And
If we weren't drinking
lights,
this, I could go for definitely a martini.
Oh, yeah.
right?
man.
And it also pairs well with you know, you can eat a steak and drink a martini. No
Mhm.
problem.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So you can really kind of it's kind of a catch-all. I rarely order them because I feel like
It's never worth it.
it's so reliant. Like a really good martini is so reliant on the ingredients because
Mhm.
it's two main ingredients, and if both of them are not great, the martini won't be great.
Yeah.
So and it's hard to find bars that like really have excellent a dry vermouth, and
It's true.
yeah.
I mean, it's as much as the birth of the craft cocktail has tried to elevate so many more bars, it is hard to find a consistent one as well, where the first one is going to be just as good as the second one and the third one that you might have, because you're going to have at least 2 or 3 martinis. I mean, you're having your dinner, and so I think that's something to be said. But I like that. That's good. If you're making it, it's going to be consistent.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought you might go bitter Giuseppe.
Oh man, there's so many good drinks. I love a bitter Giuseppe.
I know you
That's
do.
but that's when I want to like.
You don't want to
like
eat
a
food
session.
with that.
That's like a
Hold on,
session.
wait. A bitter Giuseppe. Humor me here. What is this? Humor the fans.
Okay.
What is a bitter Giuseppe?
Now I'm gonna like mess it up. Now I'm on the spot here. Bitter Giuseppe is lemon, orange bitters, and
It's like an Amaro, right?
and specifically Chinar.
Chinar.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's good.
I just bought a small bottle of that too. I'm
I
like,
feel like I'm missing an ingredient.
I think there's some vermouth in there as well.
Oh yeah, vermouth.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a low ABV cocktail. It's
Mhm.
great, like on a hot.
It's got kind of a
summer
Negroni
day.
vibe.
It's got it's
Ooh,
like bitter
love a
notes
good
to it.
Yeah.
love it.
It's honestly, it's really more like an Americano.
Okay.
Sand soda.
Like sort of like a more of an Americano riff. Which, if you don't know, Americano is Negroni, hold the gin, add soda water.
Yep.
Which is the birth, actually the origin of a Negroni is an Americano.
We've talked about Negronis many a time.
Excellent. I don't have to tell you that. You know.
We've done it so many. Like, that's one of my absolute favorite cocktails.
Yeah.
It's like top number one. If I don't know what to get on a cocktail menu, I'm like, can the bartender make a good Negroni? What kind of gin? Well, first I ask what kind of gin do you have.
Yeah.
Then we go into make me a Negroni.
So now, see, I think actually a really great Negroni is more dependent on the
vermouth.
vermouth.
I agree too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gin plays second fiddle to. I think the gin plays third fiddle
Yeah.
too in the trio.
I agree.
The Campari is going to be right up front,
Mhm.
and I think your second flavor is going to be the gin. The gin will sing a little note, but like what you're left with is that beautiful sweet vermouth flavor. And if it's like not a great vermouth, then it doesn't really come through.
On that note,
Yeah.
keep your vermouth in the fridge. You told me that.
Oh yeah.
All the time,
We
right?
go over that all the time.
Put that
Oh,
vermouth in the
yes.
fridge.
In the fridge.
Do it.
100%.
Yes.
I want to buy the shirt that actually
Yeah,
that
the
mover
mover
shaker
shaker,
says.
yeah.
It says,
If
keep
you're
your
reading
vermouth.
this?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
if your vermouth isn't in the fridge. It's something
Yeah,
funny
it
like
says
that.
if you can read this, put your vermouth
Yeah,
in the fridge.
exactly. 100%. I'm like,
Mhm.
and I actually never knew that until I really got into craft cocktails.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
like-
either.
I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
There's one exception, which is Antica Formula.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not my favorite. It's better than Martini Rossi, but it's not my favorite.
I don't
It's really
have a
intense.
lot.
It's a lot.
Like I have the standard. I don't.
Mhm.
I tried to keep my bar cart to a minimum because I'm running out of room now.
Yeah, understood.
But and I have to make room for a punch bowl.
Ew.
But it's like there's just so many spirits out there to explore. I mean, we could literally be here for another 2-3 hours
Days.
talking about
Easy.
days,
Yep.
talking about
We're just getting
cocktails.
started.
But yeah, we're and just think about it, the punch is just starting to hit, so we're gonna start to ramble. So before that starts kicking in,
Well, wait. We
Oh, yes.
gotta know
We
what
should know
yours is.
Your
my
cocktail.
what? My
What's
one.
your one cocktail?
Your desert island cocktail.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna flip the script on you.
Oh
like.
man, no one does that. I was hoping to get off easy. You know what? It's gonna be an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Because
I thought
I
you might say
think
that.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I love a great old fashioned, and you could change it up in so many different
Yeah.
ways with the bitters. You could do rye, you could do bourbon,
You do mezcal.
you can do mezcal.
Mhm.
There's so
You
many
can
ways
change
to make
gin.
an old fashioned,
Yep.
and there's just so many flavor profiles that you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's so versatile. And it's a classic, and it's actually one of the first cocktails that I ever really had on my own. I was like, I didn't just order something. I was like, let me get an old fashioned, and I've started to really dig into it. So
It's the first cocktail.
it is the first. It's the number
original.
one. It's the original.
It's the
Yep.
cocktail.
Yep.
And I love seeing it on menus. And
Yeah.
I think what I love too about it is you can go to a bar and you will never not see it on the menu, either regular or in a variation.
Yes.
and I love
Or
the
both.
different variations of it. Even I think I was at Azuki Sushi, and they did one that had like a burnt cinnamon stick and something else in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. But you could make like a coffee old fashioned, you know, or you can make something with a yuzu sauce, or like there's so many different things.
Yeah.
So
Great.
yes, coffee old fashioned, 100%.
Yeah.
Old fashioned.
Old
Good
fashioned.
call.
Got it. Love it.
So before we go into more cocktails, or I wind up walking around and buying more stuff, we're gonna start bringing it back and winding down, because I've also kept them open way too long. But we've been enjoying some punch. I want to turn it over to you guys. The floor, the universe is yours. Please give us some information about some exciting things coming up. What are you excited about right now? Any things you want to highlight, please? Floor is yours.
Okay, so a few things. Small Business Saturday. Will be our 4th anniversary here at Collins and Coupe. We're gonna, of course, be open. We're extending our hours. That's the beginning of our holiday season, so we'll be open from 11 to 8 on the weekend, starting that weekend. We're gonna have some vendors coming in that day. I may or may not make a little punch myself.
It's also the grand opening of our new store.
It is.
Called the Nog Cabin. And you can follow us on Instagram, the Nog Cabin on Instagram. And it's a extremely limited store. It's only going to be there for just the 6 weeks between Thanksgiving and the New Year.
Yep.
And then
And
it
then
will
it's
never
gone
exist
forever.
again. So it's vintage barware, really cool Christmas stuff, awesome like cabiny vintage vibes. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah, even if you're like, I never want to own a Christmas glass ever in my life,
Just come gaze upon them.
you should just come in and take a look, because we put a lot of work and love into it, and you step inside and it feels like you all of a sudden like stepped up into Big Bear, and you're like,
Yeah.
Santa? Where are
We
you,
have
Santa?
we have likened it to we have created a set for a play.
It feels like that when you
It
walk
feels
in.
like that,
And it's
yeah.
really, it's really fun. So just stop by and check it out. We'll have the jingle bells, the jingling,
Yes.
and the nog may be flowing.
Yes, and then the following
No
week,
promises on that.
Oh, okay.
We'll try
Mm-hmm.
There will be
on the weekends.
There will be an appearance at some point between now and Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, I'll bring an eggnog. I make a
Great.
wicked
Let's do it.
homemade eggnog
Yeah,
with
I love
like
it.
fresh whipped cream and everything right on top.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend is an event that we have been working on for years called Stroll the Boulevard. It's basically a way
It's a
to
community event
community
here.
event.
So we're located on El Cajon Boulevard in North Park. If you know San Diego, North Park is basically a central neighborhood, and El Cajon Boulevard is like a very busy thoroughfare, and there's a lot of really awesome little stores and restaurants around us. So we do something with a community called Stroll the Boulevard. We invite people to come out and walk around and visit some of these the businesses. A bunch of us stay open late and invite vendors to come out and stuff. And
So that'll be the following Friday, December 3rd. Also follow Stroll the Boulevard on Instagram for more information there. Yep.
Okay.
And then we're just jamming here, I guess. We don't have any.
Visit our little satellite location called Cordial.
There's so many places.
Out at
Liberty Station.
Station.
Mhm.
We're in the Liberty Station's Sea Hive marketplace called Sea Hive Station. It's where the old Ace Hardware used to be.
Okay.
If you're familiar with
I
Liberty
am.
Station.
It's like 40 plus
that.
different vintage vendors, and they all have really cool. It's a great place to buy gifts,
Excellent place to go do some gift shopping.
holiday shopping.
And we've got
Lovely.
we got one little corner. It's a little slice of this store, kind of tucked in over there. So go check that out as well.
Well, thank you guys so much. This has been absolutely amazing. Could not have had more fun tonight. And that's not the punch speaking, but it's
It will
been
be.
so exciting to be able to be here with you guys and to be able to do this and partner with friends in the local community. And I highly encourage you guys, please check out the website, check out their store, check out their Instagram, check out everything for Collins and Coupe. Just absolutely amazing. And I've gotten a sneak peek of the holiday store, and I've already eyed 2 things that I want.
Oh,
So
nice.
I might be first in line. I don't know.
Nice.
I really need to have it for Christmas. I'm a big Christmas freak, so I'm super excited that you're doing it. But I want to thank everybody that tuned in. If you were lurking, if you were hanging out, if you were just watching, like, where is this going to go next? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do this stream on the Daily Cocktail. If you love what you saw here, please give it a like, give it a follow, subscribe. We love having and growing the community here on Twitch. And just like with our small businesses, it's giving back. It's the support that really keeps us going, and we absolutely appreciate it and love it. And thank you both for letting me in your store way past hours. But I brought booze.
Yeah,
so
you brought booze.
I'm kind of still good, but I'm wearing out my welcome. So thank you guys so much for coming in. Thursday, we're going to do another stream. We're going to make this again. We're going to make some more holiday cocktails that you can do at home during the holiday, during Thanksgiving, and then we're going to do a Christmas episode. We've got some really fun things. I'm going to bring back a friend of mine, and we're going to make coquito together.
Yum.
And I'm.
Do
you have some bottles that I can?
We have bottles. We also do Coca Lopez. We have that.
Oh, perfect. So I'm going to come back here and get bottles to give to people. So, because I learned last year, I gave a bottle away, and now I've learned I need to.
Yes.
So
yes.
We're going to be doing a Thanksgiving holiday special, a Christmas holiday special, and so much more. But thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you to everybody that came through. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was amazing. I have a little bit left, so I'm going to cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the Daily Cocktail. Collins and Coupe, thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Let's see. And who's on right now? Let's see if anybody's on. Let's see. We always got to support the fam, and we see who's live. So this way we could raid into them and bring the love. There's actually an Anthony Bourdain channel that does 24/7 Anthony Bourdain.
Cool.
But we won't go there. We're actually going to go and we'll show some love to a friend of mine. I am Chris Rogers, so we're going to let's go over there. We're going to grab some cocktails here. All right. Hold on one second. Bear with me while we keep loading. As we keep going, we're going to keep pouring up some of this punch.
Yeah.
So continue to enjoy.
There may or may not be any left.
There may not.
Just saying, I haven't had a day off in like 2 weeks, so I'm just going to keep drinking this punch and take a couple hours off.
Perfect. Love it. All right. So while this goes through, actually, oh wait, there it is. That's what I need to do. And he's live now. Perfect. We're starting the raid. Guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Cheers to everybody. Cheers. Have a wonderful holiday season. And cheers to you guys.
Cheers
Wish you all the best. Love you guys.
Again.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.